them all loaded up. It's Friday. It's time to go head to NorCal Rock Racing. So this will be the first time on the short course. So I got a 4-hour drive over to Folsom, but we got the little trailer with us today as I'm doing maintenance on the bigger one. So I'll be back in the tuna boat with the sardine can, you know, for this camping for the night and to do all my racing stuff. So we finally got a good break in the weather. I mean, that looks pretty good. So hopefully it ain't a complete mud fest, but I will see you guys when we get there. Okay, as you can see, we've made it to Sacramento. I don't know if you can see the big old skyscrapers up there, but they're there. So a couple hours later, here we are. We still got to make our way into Folsom. So we got another 20 miles, you know, something like that to go. But everything's going pretty smooth. There was a bunch of traffic, you know, last couple miles, but it just opened up. It's really nice to have a nice break in the weather still. There was some pretty nasty clouds along the way. Alright, so I got the transponder. Apparently nobody's done practice any of that stuff yet because it looks like a monsoon out there. So just kind of how it goes sometimes. Let's go see if we can find a parking space, because this looks like crud out here. So not really what you want to see, but being out in a wet, nasty track's still better than not being here at all. So that's what I want to say. So I'm gonna go get parked, hopefully. So I am here. I just got the car teched. So now we have the official NorCal Rock Racing 2024 sticker. So here we are. Bam! Look at that. So we got pretty much a full house. I had to park on the outskirts. We got a lot of cars here. You can't tell, but it's the back side of one row, but it's gonna be a wet mess. So we don't even get to do qualifying today because it is so wet today and tacky. We're gonna start tomorrow right after the drivers meeting at 8 a.m. We're actually gonna go out and they're gonna actually do a random start order because it is so messed up out here. So anybody could be in the front, anybody can be in the back. So I have no idea what's gonna happen. And it's gonna be really wild because normally you wanna do the practice so the jump tops get knocked down, because what'll happen is the cars, the butts will fly up in the air, you know, over the jumps when they're a little too sharp at the top. So that's gonna be a big concern.
Yeah, money, you're winning. Yeah. I'm done. This is
So as you can see, this is the night before the race. Everything is really wet. They're trying to prep the track, but all it is just a goopy mess out there, so it's going to be pretty wild, you know. So I don't know really the direction of the track, how the layout's going to be, but we'll find out tomorrow in the morning at the drivers meeting. So just kind of wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at, you know, the tar and all the goopiness, and again, we got like a wide lens, so like it's kind of hard to see what's going on, but all this right here, it is just disgusting. But what's up, dog? A random dog. Check this Bronco out. This thing is pretty baller right here. Look at this. I don't know, I gotta say this thing's pretty sharp. Dang, man. I mean, oh, it's a bunch of Metal Club stuff. Looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go do a little bit more looking around at the track, try to determine heads or tails of what's going on, but this is gonna be nuts. We're gonna be putting these necks and tires to some serious use tomorrow, along with all the rest of the other components on the car, so stay tuned. Welcome and good morning. It is Saturday. That means it is going to be race day. So I froze my butt off in here. I mean, this is the makeshift bed right here with the bedding. Got some of my daughter's blankets, and I've been reading my book. It's pretty cool. The neighbors right next to me racing a 4600 car. I just met them. They're really cool. So like, I come back from the bathroom and they offered me some food. And then they asked if, you know, I said, hey, I was trying to go get coffee, and the guy wasn't open. So they like even loaned me a cup, filled it up full of black coffee the way I like it. So I'm pretty excited about that. So we got maybe 45 minutes before the drivers meeting is going to kick off, and then we get to go do stuff. So I am freezing. Literally, my hands are freezing. I can tell you I got a little bit of sleep. It wasn't much, but I actually remember distinctively falling to sleep 3 times, if you can remember that, because I was dreaming, so I got a little bit in. Anyways, it's just cold, so I'm gonna enjoy this breakfast burrito right here and this hot coffee, and I'm gonna become alive. Like, dude, look at this. So this was practice. We had to go out first. This track is just disgusting. I put two laps in. That's as much as I want to put into this thing. This is going to be just disgusting today. I'm usually optimistic about my racing. I should have brought a shovel just so I could clean the car. So I'm getting ready to go stage up shortly. Practice is all over with for all the classes. I think we're doing 170s and we're pre-runners, and then we got 45, 46, and then us is the 48. The track's looking a lot better after watching people practice. You know, it's getting a lot of the mud's blowing off, which is great. So what I'm doing is I'm sitting here in the trailer trying to calm down. I'm reading my book. It's a really good book, you know. I already talked about it earlier, but I'm getting close to being halfway done with it. You can see my little marker. So yeah, during times where, you know, kind of nervous getting ready to go out, and I've been doing this for years and I still get nervous. And this is again like, so I got the radio on in the background. That's telling everybody when they got to line up for what classes. So but anyways, doing this a long time, you know, I still get nervous, you know. And I think reason for that is you get older, you get more responsibilities, and being a dad, you know, I want to come home at the end of the day, you know, I want to be safe and be there. So that's like on my mind always, you know. And right now I miss my daughter. I can't wait to go see her when I get home. So I'm trying just to focus right now and read this Trump book. It's very awesome. So what I decided to do is the first actual heat, I'm not going to run the camera because there's just so much mud. I think it's just going to get the camera muddy, and I only got 2 batteries and they don't last very long. So I'm going to wait for the second heat, and then I'm going to put the camera, and I think I'm going to do it in the cab. Like I did a test where I mounted the case outside the car like I did for the hammers. It got covered in mud. So that's the best place to get a good view, but we're not going to be able to have that, I don't think. So I'm going to run it inside the cab, you know, so you're going to see a little bit more in-driver footage and not so much of the cool stuff.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head.
This is the
They'll
first
tell you what to do in life instead.
NorCal Rock Racing 2024
Give everything you know that you can get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best.
Okay, engine is live.
So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can't help but feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down.
Randomized start order.
They wanna rise up while you drown.
I only did 2 laps of practice because it was so muddy. I mean, look at my car.
I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding
First race with the short
And
course.
when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate
dude,
that.
we're going
I've been
up in
doing
there.
fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I won't get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up
Got
while you
clumps of just dirt
drown.
flying in still.
They wanna fill your
Track
head
is
with
very
doubt,
jacked.
they're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
First time out the new Space Kitty, this is gonna be crazy. So starting on what I call the outside lane, this is not my preferred starting spot. The inside's a little bit what I would prefer. Transfer behind you. Okay, so this is it. Woody's 4 cars behind you. Okay, looks like Flagman's about getting ready.
luck, Rob.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, here we go.
Rudy's right behind you. He's coming from your driver's side. What's going on?
I don't fucking know.
That's right.
That was totally weird, like right in the beginning of the race, I tried to shift it into second and it just like free spooled for a minute. And then right after that, it just like locked up and shut the whole car down. And then I like had to pull over for a minute to restart. And I mean, I wasn't going balls to the wall anyways, but that was really weird, the car, what it did. I don't know what the deal was with it. And then it even seemed too, like right on the start line when I hit all the gas, it wasn't going very fast. So I don't know what was going down. Yeah, that was totally freaking bizarre. I mean, it acted like something bound up in the tranny, but I don't think that's what happened. That was weird, so I don't know. Okay, welcome back. Round 2. Let's see if we can make some changes. I'm hoping the track's not so sticky because I was spinning out left and right. I couldn't get any traction. So, we're going to see what happens. You know, the last one, and it was weird too. I think I know why now the engine shut off when I was shifting. There was so much mud caked all around the shifter linkage. I just found it as I was getting ready to stage. I had to get out and actually take a chisel off all the mud off the side of the transmission case. The linkage was having a hard time moving. Rolling up to get staged, and I'm about out of tear-offs too, so this is gonna be pretty wild. I cannot see the flag man. So I have no idea. I kind of see his head, but yeah, he was trying to flip me.
Going behind you, Ross. You're pushing it. He's coming behind you, Ross.
Yeah.
This side, I think. Side. Good race. Good job, buddy. That went a lot better. Okay, and GoPro is still...
So here I am. I just got done doing Heat 2, and Heat 2 went way better than Heat 1. So what happened on Heat 1, the problem, I figured it out right as we were staging up for Heat 2. The transmission shifter linkage down on the side of the case, it was so packed with mud and rocks. That explains why when I went to shift from first to second, it just like free spooled and freaked out, and then the motor shut off. So I think there's a little bit more to it than just that, why the motor's shut, but I don't know, but that's why the tranny acted funny and it like kind of bound up and free spooled for a second. So we pulled back in, I kind of used a chisel, I scraped all the stuff away from the case, and then the linkage was nice and free moving, so that made a big difference. So as you can see now, we're starting to get dry dirt and not just complete mud. So we finished all 4 laps. We actually picked up a couple positions, and I didn't get a flat tire this round. Last round I didn't film it, but I did get a flat driver rear in the rock section, which does happen. But this time I did really good. You know, I was able to go a lot faster. It's kind of hard to watch the Holley EFI dash as I'm driving, but I was seeing speeds past 60 on the straightaway section, which was a lot faster over the previous Heat, where I was in like high 30s, 45 range. So I was able to really pick up the speed quite a bit, and then we had a section where there was a hazard where there was a flipped over car, so we had to use slow speed around that for the yellow flag. But other than that, I had a guy, he tried to send me and flip me on the first turn of, I think, lap 2. So I was able to save the car because it almost did a cartwheel, and then I saved it and still got through the rock section. That came out really good. So overall, I feel a lot better because the last heat I didn't feel comfortable at all in the car. Like, it was just slip and sliding. So I got to do some racing. It felt fun. The motor felt really good. Tranny's really good. So the next one is the main, and that's where everything's going to count. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera back in the car, and we're going to go see what happens in the main.
Well, this is going to be the main. Even though we passed a bunch of cars, and the last one they combined basically the first two heats together. So even though we did better last time, we're still in the back because of the bad first heat. So this is going to be wild. We got 13 cars. A lot of good drivers, a lot of good cars. This is going to be pretty good. So starting in the back is a big disadvantage. You get bottlenecked in the rocks immediately, and you gotta wait. So let's do this.
second, like that, it'll freewheel like that, and then you pull back into first, and the planetaries are both going opposite directions in it. So that's what killed the motor, and that's what Dave told me. He said that would kill the motor right off the bat.
Shit. Okay.
It's stuck in first and second revving like that, and you pull it back into first. And fucking, it just locked up solid.
That's what it did.
Yep.
Yes. So we finished. Blew out 2 tires. One this round, one last round. I'm done and I want to go home. Do you agree, Jeff?
I agree.
You agree. So I'm over it and I want to go home. But it was super fun though. Got to meet a couple cool, nice people. These guys are super chill. They're the ones that fed me the burrito and the coffee this morning. So I had a really good time. I'm just tired and I want to go home and see my daughter. So I'm gonna go home, edit this video, and I will see you guys for the next project.